Well, we find ourselves here in central Indiana, just above Indianapolis and just below South Bend, Indiana. And it's in a little town of Argos, or near it, on 13th Street. Now, as you're driving down Route 31, either north or south, you will see a sign that will say, it will have this symbol, and it will be for the chief, his monument. And I'll show you that in a second, because I need to pronounce his name correctly for you. But the interesting thing was they were removed by a troop of soldiers from this area. 2.5 miles southeast of here was their reservation lodge house. They were removed, and this symbol that you see with the eagle guiding the chief, the mother, and the baby, they were removed by force in 1838 from here in Indiana and removed to Kansas. And this is a sign on the side of the road. You're about maybe 8 miles off from Route 31, so you have to follow the signs. But their trail of death is marked by this symbol all the way along from here to Kansas. And you'll see that it crosses the Lewis and Clark trail at times. So this is not Lewis and Clark's symbol, this is theirs, the Potawatomi symbol. And we have come, I've been about a year. I saw this sign a year ago for the monument and then couldn't find it again. It was always dark or whatever, but I found it now, just off Route 31, midway between South Bend and Indianapolis, Indiana. And here we find the statue of Chief Menominee of the Potawatomi Indians. And it is a structure probably 20 foot tall. It's a good stone carving. I'm not sure the authenticity of the likeness of this, but it was a good artist who did it. I'm hand holding this, so I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky. But this statue signifies the Potawatomi tribe that were removed here. I'll read it to you. This says, in memory of Chief Menominee and his band of 859 Potawatomi Indians removed from this reservation in September 4 of 1838 by a company of soldiers under the command of General John Tipton, authorized by Governor David Wallace. The governor at the time of Indiana was J. Frank Hanley, and author of the Representative Daniel Plymouth. And Plymouth, Indiana is just north of here, and that's probably what it's named for. This was put up in 1909. The land was dedicated to them. I don't know the name of wildflowers, but these are growing right at the base of the monument. Very beautiful. Also another plaque here at the statue, just out in front, is a stone with a marker on it. It says, Potawatomi Indian Village. Archaeological evidence suggests that Chief Menominee's village was located approximately 2.5 miles southeast of here on the northern bank of the Yellow River near Wolf Creek. This is would be part of the Trail of Tears, and as we look up the Trail of Death, it'll tell you that they were in a time of great drought. So there were people that were literally going to starve to death because of the drought that was happening. And at the time they were removed, all of the water, any of the water that they could find that was still left was stagnant and made everyone very sick. And unfortunately at the same time, their whole nation was removed to Kansas. 41 people died on the trail to Kansas, but if you get a chance on Google, look up this Trail of Death. Chief Menominee. Wonderful monument sitting out here in a pristine setting in Indiana. Took us a while to find this baby, but I dare you to take this trip. It gives you cold chills to think they had a whole civilization going in a culture, and just in one swipe of the pen, the whole thing is removed.